Well, welcome to my first ever live stream. I hope this is all working. Let me check quickly. Oh, yeah, it should be. Oh, there we go. I've got another screen right here where I can see all you guys' comments, but I didn't see anything happening, but that was my fault. Oh, well, there was a delay. But yeah, hello. Today I'm going to start on taking apart my mini E-Revo for a full rebuild. Well, it isn't quite necessary since it still drives, but there are some parts completely worn out, so yeah, I'm going to start to take everything apart and figure out what all has to be replaced. And yeah, I figured you guys can come along with me. And yeah, I'll just do this live stream, and you guys can yeah come along on this journey, and we can chat a little bit. You can in the chat on this live stream you can leave some comments. I can see them right here, and then yeah, we can just have a little chat. So yeah, let me first begin with showing you what I already know was wrong. I'll just take the body off because that's a little easier. And I personally always do these two body clips together, so yeah, you don't lose all of them, but you don't have to take all the body clips off every time when you store the car. Right? Well, as you may have seen in my videos from the last few weeks and months maybe even, I've taken this thing to Spain on the beach, and well, I've run it there. And obviously there was salt water, so that may have some impact on some of the parts, but yeah, there's still some sand in the car, although I've cleaned it up with fresh water, but still. But yeah, what I know was wrong with this car, there's a lot of play in the wheels like this, and that's on all of them. Yeah, some parts have worn out, like these balls in there, I don't really know what they're called, but those are worn out. Or well, the hubs probably, the wheel hubs. And yeah, probably some bearings have worn out. So, well, yeah, let's just start with taking this apart and see what more things we can find. And I'll start off by taking off the wheels, because that makes just everything a lot easier. Oh. You can actually see really well which wheels have been on the back and on the front, because these ones are worn out significantly more than these. Well, recently I've switched them over, but well, these ones are obviously from the front, and these from the back. The most worn out are from the back. But yeah, I've switched them over, so now I have better tires at the back, and yeah. Last wheel. By the way, I have no idea if I'm going to completely take apart this thing in this live stream. I'm just starting and see where I get. All right, that's the wheels off. Yeah, I think I'll just start on the front with taking everything off, like literally everything, because my plan is at the end to make this thing look pretty much brand new. I've done that with my TRAXXAS in some videos ago, shorts videos. Maybe you've seen them, maybe not. Yeah, 2mm. Yeah, let's start on the bottom with this skip plate. This skid plate is actually a part of which I know I have to replace it, because, well, it's not necessary, but some of these holes, yeah, I've screwed the screws too tight, and, well, the holes are pretty much gone, so the screw goes completely through. Don't know if I can really demonstrate it. Well, not really. But it isn't quite secure anymore. But I've got some spare ones of these on my storage parts of wall, so that'll be fine. And yeah, it's pretty dirty still, all the sand from the beach in there, but yeah. Well, so that to the side. Now we move to the top. Yeah, I'm first gonna take off the front bumper. Hey, someone says hello. Guido, I think. Hello. Guido, have you been, are you subscribed to my channel? For how long? I would like to know that. Ah, come on. There we go. Yeah, everything's pretty stuck with all the sand that's in between, but... Alright. Oh. Now when we take off these two screws out, we can take out the shocks, and then we can unscrew the last bolts for the front bulkhead with the diff inside. Then the whole front assembly slides right out. So there we go. Then we fold these shocks away, and then we have two more screws over here. And if you take those out, the whole front assembly comes right out. A lot of sand in there makes it pretty hard to unscrew. Toothbrush, maybe it helps cleaning out a little bit. Maybe. Let's try again. Always useful to save up your old toothbrushes. You never know when they come in handy. Alright, and now the whole front assembly should come right out. Oh no, never mind. Two screws under here. Now it should come right out. Still, we got something. The servo is still connected. In the back, it would have been off right now, because there's no servo, obviously. Alright, there we go. Now you have the entire front assembly. Then these screws I will put to the side. I kind of put everything, yeah, all the screws together with the parts they belong to, but for the most part, at least from big part of the screws, I know pretty much where they belong. So yeah, now I'll go and take this apart, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Oh yeah, I knew one of these, well, I don't really know what they're called, but yeah, structural things to keep the bulkhead together. In the back there's one as well. I knew one of them was bent. I don't know if you can see it, but this one is a little bent, so gotta, yeah, maybe I can straighten it out, but I can get a new one as well. Gotta, yeah, gotta think about what to do with that. All right. Yeah, let's disconnect the suspension. You know what, we can just take this big screw out. If you guys are into RC, you probably are if you're watching this live stream. You probably know Kevin Talbot as well, one of the biggest RC YouTubers. Well, you may recognize my style of live streaming, that's pretty much what he does. This was my inspiration as well. Ah, damn, there's so much sand on here. Yeah, it does really make a difference since this cloth is pretty dirty as well. Alright. Oh, this is a 1.5mm screw. Pretty long screw as well. Oh, here's. It may not be the best strategy to rebuild an RC car, but I'm just taking all the screws out and going to rebuild everything, literally everything. I've done it before on my TRAXXAS, so I know it will work, but may not be everyone's same way of doing this. Oh, these are actually two parts. Well, not really surprising, but I didn't really know. Ah, funny. I'll put this here, all the suspension parts together. Yeah, these push and tie rods I'm probably going to replace as well. This one is not that worn out, but some of them, these balls, what are they called? Whatever. These things, they just fall out. So yeah, there's some play in them, which isn't the best for ultimate handling. So I'm going to replace them, probably. They're very cheap. I know there are metal upgrades, but I don't think they're worth it. Because on the metal ones, the ends are still plastic and they wear out just as quickly as these stock ones. And personally, I don't think it's that much of a benefit to have metal ones. They might be stronger, but, well, these ones bend, so they won't really break anyways. I'm being super smart here. I almost forgot which screw goes where. Let's keep everything where it should be to make it easier for myself. I'm just going to screw this screw back into the arm so I can remember where it belongs. Now when I'm going to clean everything up, I could just take it out or not, because I don't think it's really necessary to get this clean. There we go. Now I don't have to forget where the screw belongs. Yeah, these shocks, I think I will upgrade these shocks because I've found some really nice aluminum shocks with some extra oil reservoir on them. I think they look really cool, and well, I might want to try them out since these ones tend to leak some oil as well, so should be a worthy upgrade. Now the suspension on the other side. Oh. Yeah, I can see some corrosion in there from the salt water. No, not quite. There we go. Oh, wrong screwdriver. Yeah, this one seems pretty alright. Seems a little bent, which is quite strange since it's plastic, so it should just flex instead of bend and stay bent, but I'll see later on what I do with these, whether I replace them or not. Alright. I almost forgot where these screws went. I'll just put them back in here so I remember. Come on. Dang it. Alright. Now I gotta take off, yeah, the A-arms. So I get a set of pliers to take out these pins, and then the arms fall right off. And the last pin. And there we go. Now I can unscrew these. There we go. Again, I'm just putting these pins. No, I'm not yet putting these pins back in, I think. No, not yet. Yeah, I'll put this to the side for a second. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of play in this. Gotta replace these, how do you call them? Wheel hubs or axle carriers? Well, whatever. Gotta replace those probably. There's a lot of sand in there. I have some cleaning up to do. Come can barely get my screwdriver in. Huh. Just try to stick the smaller one in to get the sand out of there. Yeah, that sounds pretty nasty. That does seems to have helped a little bit, not much though. There are not much of you watching right now. I didn't really expect either since I'm not a very big YouTuber, but well, yeah, let me know if you want to see the full rebuild in a live stream as well, because, well, this is just an experiment for me. But if you like it, please let me know, and then maybe I'll do the rebuild in a live stream as well. And if you're watching this live stream as a replay, just let your comments, let your thoughts in the comments down below, because I really like to know. I think this wheel should come off there. Flathead screwdriver. Yeah, there we go. Look, and there we have an axle, which I will not take apart quite yet. I will do it at some point to clean up all the sand and re-lubricate it and all that stuff. Not right now. Oh, come on. So, just like that. I really wonder what these bearings are like in here. There we go. They feel alright. A little bit of planing. I will clean them up and then see whether I have to replace them or not, but I don't think so. They seem pretty good. So that's nice. Let's save some money. Another one in there. There we go. Oh, that's dirty. Oh, that's pretty smooth. This one's alright as well, I think. Huh, that's great. Let's see. I will collect all the bearings in here so I can just, yeah, later on make a bath of, well, some sort of cleaning stuff and just clean them all up. Put them in a bath of, I don't know, WD-40 I've used before to clean out the bearings. Yeah. All right. Some more parts. This is so. Nah, I will leave this in for now. I'll take them out later. So that is that. And put this to there as well. Just a pile of parts right now, but that'll be fine. It's just very annoying if you're working on your car and there's sand literally everywhere. Always after running my cars, I try to clean them up, but yeah, you can't get all the sand out. And that's partially the reason why I want to get this car completely clean, like brand new. So yeah, then the first couple of times working on it, it will be significantly easier. And this is a nice example of this thing being completely worn out. It wiggles all over the place. Don't know if you can see it, but yeah, it is pretty worn out. This one I am going to replace. Right. Not much rust so far. That's pretty nice. I was a little bit afraid of, well, just the running in a salty yeah, area. That just the salt air would already rust some parts, but well, it's not that bad. Maybe some screw heads that have got some rust, but that's everything up to this point. We've not get to the internals that much yet, so maybe there's come some salt water inside which has rusted everything away. But I don't think so, since the car still drove when I started disassembling. I have given it a little test just to see if everything still works, and it did. That was like a couple of days ago, and well, my vacation to Spain is maybe 2 months already ago, and in all the time I haven't run that thing, so the fact that everything was running properly was, well, a nice surprise. I know some of you may say this is not the way to get your bearings out, because I'm pretty much hammering on the bearings themselves, on the edges, but it works. And I've done it multiple times, and the bearings usually don't get damaged, so I'm fine. I'm more afraid of damaging my screwdriver, actually, because they're pretty cheap, so it's still to be seen how long they will last. There we go, down. There's a lot of dirt on there. The rubber seals used to be blue, now they're black. So yeah. Other than that, it seems like a pretty smooth bearing. Very nice. The small one the same. Seems pretty good. Oh. Get this axle back. Gotta put the hex on there just to save this little pin as well. You don't want to lose that. I might have some spares of them, since I had to rebuild one of these axles before. Drive shafts, sorry. There we go. Put this to the side. Where did this screw come from? Yeah, there we go. This is problematic. Oh, I got another one somewhere laying around. Huh. Yep. This, well, I don't know. Is it a push rod or a tie rod? I don't know. This bowl that should be in there, it just fell out, so that is worn out. Yeah, needs some replacement. Oh, there we go again. Huh. I actually don't know where this screw came from. Oh, I know. It's from the steering. So, oh, it isn't. Never mind. I really don't know where this is from. Oh well, I'll put it right down. I'll figure it out at some point. This I've never taken apart either. This servo saver, I think it is. Yeah. So this is the first time. I do know there are bushings in here instead of bearings. And I know I am going to replace them with bearings. Because yeah, makes just your steering a lot smoother. Which is always nice. More smoothness is more better. That spring's pretty stuck. A lot of sand. Oh. Alright, interesting. Never seen the inside of this before. Hey, Luke says yo. Hello. How are you? And now, for the big part, taking the bulkhead apart and get to the differential. Yes, I'm good. I've been looking forward to doing this, but I didn't have time to start disassembling the E-Revo because I was busy with school. School takes up way too much time. Some people may dislike disassembling their RCs, but compared to schoolwork, this is so much better. Oh, there we go. The rear differential has a habit of stripping out, the front ones not. But I'm curious to see how these gears look. I did notice pretty much all the grease was gone, so that's the downside. Oh, I see some corrosion. Yep, some corrosion on the screws right here. This feels pretty smooth though. Gear seems alright. Oh, nice. Put that into this little thing. These bearings. Ah, I hate all this sand. Quite smooth. A little bit of play. Just gotta clean them all up and see what they're like afterwards. On my TRAXXAS, a lot of bearings seemed pretty horrible, and then after cleaning up, they were pretty good. Most of them, not all. Definitely not all of them. But most of them were pretty fine. Yeah, pretty good. Well, these small bearings are really hard to test how good they are, because I kind of grab them between my nails and try to turn them, but they're rubbing onto your fingers very quickly. But yeah. All right. I don't know if this comes off or not. Yes, it does. All right. All the plastic parts eventually I'm going to put them in a bag of soapy water and just completely clean them up, because at the end of this rebuild, this car will look brand new, except from all the scratches, obviously. I can't get those away. I'm not going to replace every single part, because that will be way too expensive, and I can better buy a brand new one. Alright. That is the front assembly disassembled. Now for the rear. Yeah. Let's put these parts to this side to keep everything where it should be. This forgotten screw, wherever it's from, I'll put to that as well. Then we still have these pins right here. We'll put them back in here so I don't forget where they should be. Well, anyways, I know where they should be. I'm just gonna put them right here. I will just put them right here and it'll be fine. You can't really be mistaken where they go anyways. Yeah, there's quite some corrosion here on the back, but they're just the heads of the screw, so that's not really a problem. Until they start stripping out, but they are still fine. I don't really need to take those off. I know, because I've taken this rear assembly apart multiple times before, since this diff has a habit of stripping out. I know some of these push and tie rods are completely dead. Well, the pivot balls at least. Oh, Luke asked me the question, do you like cheese? Yes, I do. Cheese is very great. I'm from Holland, so I should like cheese. Oh, that screw is tight. I've been working on quite some cars with these screwdrivers, and well, they're partially silver with black, and well, I'm kind of surprised every time that they don't get dirty, because my hands do get dirty, but these screwdrivers, they stay silver. It's kind of obvious, but well, I think it's funny. And look, do you like cheese? You asked me if I like cheese. What do you think of cheese? A little bit of a random conversation while working on our CCAS, but that's fine. Oh. Yep, I get a lot of sand in there. I don't really get the design of these bulkheads anyway, since usually you have like a top and a bottom, or like the bottom and then a little cap on top or something. But these are just two halves that split open. Don't think it's the best design, but well, I guess it works. This one seems straight. Yeah, the other one was bent. I knew one of them was bent. It's the front one. Wonder how that happened actually. Oh, yep. There went these balls. Are they called pivot balls? Maybe. Yeah, that's pretty worn out because this, yeah, it just falls out. So then you know you have to replace them. Right. Suspension off. Luke says cheese is the best food in the world. I'm not quite sure if I think the same about cheese, but no, whatever. I'll get that screw out. I can hear while unscrewing the screw there's sand in there. It's pretty horrible. You can just hear the sand rubbing across along, well, against the screw. Yeah, that's some sand. Oh well. I'm going to put the body to the side so I can put the rear parts on this side of my workspace, so I can have it great organized. It's quite a challenge to unscrew these screws properly because, yeah, with all the sand in them, your screwdriver tends to, yeah, slip out, and then you start to destroy your screws. So you have to push your screwdriver in pretty hard. All right. Yep, still these two screws on here. Again, it's on the front. The front and the rear are pretty similar on this car, except the steering in front, obviously. Oh, maybe I do know what this screw is from. No, I don't. Never mind. Alright. I have one up. these screws back in so I remember where they belong. Don't have to screw them completely in, obviously, because then it's just more work to get them out when you have to use them again. Right. Put these screws back into here. Yeah. Now take off the suspension arms. And first I'm going to organize some parts over here so I don't mess up where everything should be. And then the shock parts, alright. Now I do pliers again. Take out these pins, not these bottom ones. You can get them out with your fingers probably, but these ones on top can be pretty tight. Yeah, just like that. Alright, now we have a lot of flopping parts. I'll just take these screws out so the entire suspension arms will fall off. Like that. Pretty much the same as in the front actually. I do notice, well, pretty obviously, but taking apart this E-Revo takes significantly less time as taking apart the TRAXXAS, but, well, pretty obvious since the TRAXXAS is a lot bigger and there's a lot more moving parts inside, so yeah, makes sense that it takes longer. Where is that dang screw? Oh, it's still in here. Gotta keep everything a little bit organized so I can find where everything should be. Yep. I really wonder as well if people who are watching this as a replay, if you're watching this back at a later time, if you could leave that in the comments, I would like to know that. Because currently not a lot of people watching, which doesn't really surprise me anyways, but yeah, I would like to know if some of you are watching this in a replay. Suspension arms, A-arms, whatever. I've actually upgraded the front and rear A-arms to RPM since, well, both on the front and in the back, at least one of them has cracked. And, well, then I think let's just upgrade it to RPM. Then I can be pretty sure it never breaks again. And, well, the price difference, at least in my country, isn't that significant anyway, so it just makes sense to get some upgraded parts for just a little bit more of a price. Not significant at all. So it just makes sense. I will probably do the same with the wheel hubs, axle carriers, whatever they are called. which I've shown you that they are worn out. I will probably get RPM ones of those, since they're not that much more expensive. Right, there we go. Suspension from one side done, almost. Okay. Gotta take the wheel hacks off first. It's always a little tricky to do this, because you never know where this little pin is inside, because you don't want to put your screwdriver underneath and go prying on that pin, because that doesn't work, and maybe you destroy things. Oh, Andres asked me, what are you working on? Mini E-Revo, TRAXXAS. It was still running, but I thought that since this car is already over a year old, it wouldn't be a bad thing to give it a rebuild, because some parts are worn out. So yeah, and I personally think it's pretty relaxing to rebuild RC cars. At least it's a relaxing thing compared to do schoolwork. Have I done the center diff upgrade? Yes, I have. I don't really know if it has made a significant difference, because after installing I still stripped rear differentials, so maybe less, but I haven't driven it that much since the upgrade, so I can't really tell you. Oh, the new armor. Yes, I have seen some things about it. Not a lot, though. What do you think of it? Oh. This bearing fell down on my seat. My chair, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, there's a lot of play in these things. Definitely have to replace these ones. It's always a struggle to get these bearings out. Oh, there we go. We're starting to get somewhere. There's a lot of dirt in here. Dang. It's just... Let me... Oh. Yeah, it all fell on my hand, but that's quite a lot of dirt. Or whatever it is. I think it's dirt combined with greases. Yeah. That's not great. We'll have to clean them up. Again, so much dirt in these screws that your screwdrivers, they're slipping all over the place. This doesn't work. I'm really afraid of stripping the screw because my screwdriver is just slipping all over. Almost there. Yep, there we go. All right. There is some slight corrosion on these axles, but it's not much. It's just a bit orangey yellowish. I'm really surprised at the amount of corrosion from being 3 weeks in a salty area and driving on the beach multiple times. The amount of rust is very, very few. I was especially afraid of all the bearings in that salty area with all the sand and everything, but they are all, up to this point, they seem to be alright. I'm really hoping this doesn't take too long anymore to take this everything apart, because my back is kind of hurting. That's not very nice. But hey, what can you do about it? I don't have a standing desk, so I gotta do it like this. But I'll manage. It'll be fine. Alright, now it's up to the center differential. Really excited to see how this is holding up. Well, maybe exciting is not the right word, but I'm very interested in how this will look. Obviously the inside of the bulkhead is really dirty, but that's to be expected. Yeah, I do have to clean that up. Oh, a lot of sand. Sounds awful. Yeah, bearing is fine. I have to clean it up obviously, but other than that... Oh, this one's stuck on there. Yeah, I know. This is not the way to take off your bearings, but gotta do it somehow. Oh, this really does sound awful. Yeah, still turns alright. Differential seems to turn alright as well. I don't know what it is inside. A little seed of something. Let's take these gear teeth for an inspection. Ooh. Some of them do look to have some damage on them. Overall, not bad. Not bad at all. Here, two teeth, a little ground down. Don't think I can even show it on camera. It's so little. Right, the two above my nail. I don't think you can even see it. But yeah. Hopefully the camera did focus, because otherwise you can't see it anyways. That goes in there. Oh. Oh well, that's good. Never mind. Yeah, bearing was alright. Oh, this doesn't turn very easy. It does turn smooth. Again, yeah, just gotta clean it up and see what it's like afterwards. And before taking this apart, I already tried to figure out what bearings were in this thing. So I maybe could already order some parts of which I knew would have to be replaced. But I couldn't quite figure out what bearings were in there. I only found two types of bearings, and I didn't think that would be right. But just at a quick glance, I only see two types of bearings. I gotta see what's inside the gearbox, but maybe there are just only two different type of bearings in there. That will make life a lot easier. In the TRAXXAS you had like, I don't know, 10 types of bearings. And if on one type of bearing there was only one worn out, you had to buy a new set. Because, well, there on my wall with all my parts, I've on a lot of different bearings, I've still got some spares. Which is not a problem, but yeah, you kinda have to pay double the price for one bearing and you have one spare, but yeah, I don't know. You just have to pay more at once, which is not always nice. I do have to do soon a replacement of the motor in my TRAXXAS, because the motor in my TRAXXAS is fried. Or at least last time when I was running it, it started smoking out of nowhere. I wasn't driving it that hard. I was just, yeah, in a bit of sand, but pretty hard sand, so it wasn't like a challenge for the car. I've done some actual crawling and climbing and stuff, which was 10 times harder. But there on fairly smooth sand, it really, yeah, it started smoking. That was, yeah, wasn't quite right. It did drive still, and I've driven, so, my English, damn. I've driven my TRAXXAS that day more without any issues with the motor. Yeah, a little less power and speed, but other than that, it drove fine. But I think I will have to replace it to be sure there won't be any problems later on. Because a friend of mine, I'm not sure what exactly happened, but he fried its ESC from his TRAXXAS, and if the reason for that was a burned out motor as well, I might want to replace mine, because I don't want a fried ESC. But luckily I've still got a motor up there on my wall, so I can just replace that. Gotta do that in the upcoming days as well, so I can make, well, just take my TRAXXAS for some drives again and make videos about it. And at some point this year, I would really like to go to some kind of crawler event, or at least a crawler course, because Well, usually I take it just to the forest, to the woods, to see what I can find myself to drive. But it would be fun to, yeah, just go to an actual crawler course and see how my skills are right there. Alright, a little bit of organization over here. Right. Now it's time for something I'm very interested at. Oh, that's too big. Because I really want to know how the inside of this gearbox looks. So it should be a fairly simple setup. I'm very interested to see how it actually looks on the inside. Sand everywhere. It sounds so horrible. I've said that so many times in this live stream, but oh, and maybe it's because yeah, there's a lot of sand in here. Don't know if you can really see it well on camera, but there's a lot of sand in there. Luckily, the teeth of the pinion gear haven't got any damage on them by the looks of it. Spur gear seems alright as well. A little bit of damage, but not too bad. Yeah, I gotta clean this up. I'm not putting this back together like this, because then you know for sure you're going to strip down your gears. Oh. I didn't mean to completely unscrew the grab screw, but oh well. I don't know what that is. It wasn't just sand. Could have been some salt in there as well. Good thing that I've taken this apart, because if there's salt in there and ever gets water to it, you know that things are going to go very badly. Oh, I don't know whether that's grease or whatever that is. It seemed pretty wet on this side of the motor. I hope it was grease that has, I don't know, evaporated or something. But yeah, hopefully it wasn't salt water. Don't really think so, because that would be rust. Oh well. Now we have a motor. There's so much dirt on here. I think this cover is supposed to keep the dirt out. Maybe it has done a little bit of its job, but not enough. No well. Gearbox does turn very smoothly still. That's promising. I don't know, is this 7 mil? No, it isn't. 4 mil. No. 5.5 millimeters. There we go. Maybe you guys know that if you have a mini E-Revo, or maybe, I don't know. I don't remember there being a washer or anything on there. And this spring from the, how you call that, slipper clutch, the spring is right on the bearing. I can't imagine that's a good thing. I don't know if any of you guys has any E-Revo as well and remembers there being a washer. I don't. It doesn't seem to have any damage done any damage to the bearing, but I can't imagine that being how it should be. Oh well. Ooh. Huh. I don't have enough space. How have I done it with the TRAXXAS? That thing is so much bigger. Yeah, I can already say for sure this bearing is alright. Because it looked great. There you go. Or, again, sand everywhere sounds horrible. If any of you guys watching have questions, please ask them in the comments so we can have a little chat. I don't know if any of you guys have been watching since later on, but that's kind of the idea from this live stream, just chatting with you guys while I'm ranching. Not many of you watching anyways, but not what I expected from being a very, very small YouTuber. Oh no, I can't screw it back. Again, I don't know if you can see it, but there is, by the looks of it, some water. I don't know if that's from the greases that have been in there or if that's remained from salt water. I hope it's grease and not water. Yeah, a dirty cloth doesn't really help by cleaning up. Oh, there's some corrosion on this pin. That's, well, it's not very much of corrosion. It's not really a big deal, but it isn't great either. Are all these screws the same length? Yeah, they are. Nice. Then I don't have to bother about putting the right screws in the right hole. Alright. There we go. Let's see how this looks on the inside. Pretty good. There does seem to be a little bit of damage on these teeth. Not much. Couldn't get that out yet. Oh, yeah, tiny bit of damage. Yeah, insignificant. Oh, I'm not taking the sedative apart because there's some really thick diff oil in that, and I don't have such thick diff oils myself. Then I would have to buy it, and I don't want to buy it because money. I haven't got infinite money, and well, it's still super smooth, so there's no need for taking it apart, anyways. So yeah, I'm leaving this like it is. Oh, interesting. You have like a gear with a gear on it. Huh. Yeah, but all the gears are still fine, so that's great. Oh, so this bearing is stuck. Please come off, man. I know, go hate on me. This is not the way to do it. Man. It's not like completely stuck. It does move. You can see that. But there's kind of a ridge on this axle or something because it doesn't go over. It just stops. And I don't know how to get it off. But I need to get it off because I want to clean it. And I can't really pry on it too hard because this gear is made out of plastic and then I will kill the gear. Huh, struggle. I really don't know how to get this off. I guess I will just leave it on there and clean it up like this. I will figure out how to clean it and it'll be fine. Why do these bearings shoot away all the time and go onto my shirt and make everything dirty? Yeah, I know pretty much for sure that these bearings are fine. Wow, some fresh grease in here. I do notice the grease in here is a touch little brownish. Not this exact same color as I put it in. So that does tell me that there has been some water or mud or whatever inside. So yeah, that's great to know that it isn't completely tight, completely sealed. It's always so annoying, these bearings that are inside these, yeah, holes, but you can't push them out from the outside. You have to kind of, yeah, I don't know, try to get them out somehow. I never really know how to do it. But I want it to go out because I want to clean it. Yeah, there we go. Right. This needs a clean. Just like everything else. Put that over there. Little pin can go into there. Yeah, and one more of these bearings that are incredibly hard to get out. Ah, that went pretty easy. Alright, now we have, well, the biggest part of it. We have disassembled. We have some little things in here we just have to take off to be able to make everything look brand new, but the main parts are all out. So that's nice. Just organizing my workspace a little bit. Alright. Yeah, I am going to take all this lot off because I want to make everything look brand new. So yeah, let's go for it. At some point, I really want to do a dual servo conversion into here, because the real, yeah, the full size E-Revo does have that, and they just copied the chassis and made it a lot smaller, so the hole is still there to put a second servo in there. I really want to do it, although it doesn't need it and it's probably only giving more problems, but I think it's kind of fun. I might want to get an extra servo when I'm going to order the parts for this, because all the bearings seem alright, so that means I've got some money left to spend on other stuff. Oh. Apparently these vents are the clips for the battery at the same time. I didn't know that. I just assumed there would be two parts, but no. Huh. That's what I like about just taking apart my RCs, even if it isn't really necessary. Because, well, this time it wasn't that necessary because most of it still worked fine. But I just thought it'd be fun to know how everything works. So yeah, that's why I like to take everything off. Again, you can just leave this battery clip in there probably, but I want to make everything look brand new, so I'm just taking off everything. Gotta open up the receiver box because now the servo is a bit dangling in there. Alright. Yeah, I'll leave that on for now. Ooh. There we go. It was a struggle to get it out for some reason. Alright. Why is this not coming out? I don't want to break it, because then I will have to buy a new one. Ah, there we go. So only some electronics to take off and then we're done. Well, let's take this cover off first. There is some, I don't know, kind of rubberish thingy seal to make sure dirt and water doesn't get inside the receiver box, but there is quite some dirt in there, so I don't really know how well it did its job. But I've seen the same issue on my TRAXXAS and I've driven that through some pretty deep water and, well, that's been alright. So this will probably be as well. So I've done some I have done some hydroplaning with this car, but that's all the contact with water it's ever made, so probably isn't that much of a problem. Yeah, let's take these out. Oh no, no. Oh well. Ah, there's a lot of sand under this sticky tape, double-sided tape. That's not very useful, because then it doesn't stick. Oh well, I've got some very strong double-sided tape, so I can put it back with that. Usually the double-sided tape, which all these electronics are stuck down, are not that strong. I've got something better. Oh yeah, the seal has to be cleaned up, because you're not going to put it in there with all the sand on it. Then you know for sure your receiver will get wet. Yeah, for now, put it like this. Alright, now the final thing. How is the ESC mounted? Oh, it just slides on there. Oh, pretty cool. There, there's the ESC off. And a completely bare chassis. Huh, alright. So that is that. That is kind of the end of this live stream, because that was the goal for today, to take everything apart. And, well, for me it's pretty much at the end of the day, so tomorrow I'll start cleaning up all of this stuff. I try to figure out which parts I have to order, and then it's time for a rebuild. So I can see right now only one person is watching this live stream. That's probably myself on the second screen. So yeah, none of you watching, but that's fine. If you're watching this in a replay, please let me know if you want to see a live stream of me putting everything back together and rebuilding everything. And maybe I will anyways. I'll have to see how it all turns out. So yeah, that will be it for this live stream. See you in one of my next videos on live streams. Bye. Let's see. How can I stop a live stream? I've never done this before. Yes, I want to stop the stream. Bye.